व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 18, The Residents of Jambudvip Offer Prayers. Text number 26. It is not displayed. Okay. So devotees can take 5, 18, 26. Maybe you can next time onwards put the shloka on the screen.
So there's a bike, Activa with the number 3258. It is standing on the way. 3258.
So let's chant the shloka. Antar bahischa kiraloka palakair adrishta rupo vicharasya urushvana sa ishwarastvam yaidam vashenayan namna yata durumayim narastriyam antar bahischa kilaloka palakar adrishta rupo vacharasya urusvana sa ishwarasya idam vashenayan namna yata darumayim narastriyam antar bahischa kilaloka palakar adrishta rupo vicharassurusvana sa ishwarastvam yaidam vashenayan namna yata darumayim narastriyam antar bahischa kilaloka palakar adrishta rupo vicharassurusvana Aishwarasvam yaidam vashenayan namnayata darumayim narastriyam antar bahischa kilaloka palakar adrishta rupo vicharassurusvana Shaishwarastvam yavidam vashenayan namna yata darumayim narastriyam. Matajis. Antar bahischa kilaloka palakar adrishta rupo vicharassurusvana Saishwarastvam yavidam vashenayan namna yata darumayim narastriyam. Antarbahishchakhilalokapalakay Adrishtarupo Vicharashurasvana Saishwarastvam idam vashena Namna yata darumayim narastriyam. Word to word meaning. Antaha, within. Bahihi, without. Cha, also. Akila Lokapalakai, by the leaders of different planets, societies, kingdoms, and so on. Adrishta Rupaha, not seen. Vicharasi, you wander. Uru, very great. Svanaha, whose sound. Vedic mantras. Saha, he. Ishvaraha, the supreme controller. Tvam, you. Yaha, who. Idam, this. Vashe, under control. Anayat, has brought. Namna, by different names, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Yata, exactly like. Darumayim, made of wood. Naraha, a man. Striyam, a doll. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, just as a puppeteer controls his dancing dolls and a husband controls his wife, your Lordship controls all the living entities in the universe, such as the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Although you are in everyone's heart as the supreme witness and commander, and are outside everyone as well, the so-called leaders of the societies, communities, and countries cannot realize you. Only those who hear the vibration of Vedic mantras can appreciate you. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Antarbahi, present within and without everything. One must overcome the delusion caused by Lord's external energy and realize His presence both externally and internally. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.19, Srimati Kunti Devi has explained that Krishna appears in this world as Nato Natyadaro Yata, exactly like an actor dressed as a player. In Bhagavad Gita 18.61, Krishna says, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridadesha Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna. The Lord is situated within everyone's heart and outside as well. Within the heart, He is the Super Soul, the incarnation who acts as the advisor and witness. Yet, although God is residing within their hearts, foolish people say, I cannot see God, please show Him to me. Everyone is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, exactly like dancing dolls controlled by a puppeteer or a woman controlled by her husband. A woman is compared to a doll, Darumayi, because she has no independence. She should always be controlled by a man. Still, due to false prestige, a class of women wants to remain independent. What to speak of women? All living entities are Prakriti, female, and therefore dependent on the Supreme Lord. As Krishna himself explains in Bhagavad Gita, Apare mitastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param. The living entity is never independent. Under all circumstances, he is dependent on the mercy of the Lord. The Lord creates the social divisions of human society, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, and ordains that they follow rules and regulations suited to their particular position. In this way, all members of society remain always under the Supreme Lord's control. Still, some people foolishly deny the existence of God. Self-realization means to understand one's subordinate position in relation to the Lord. When one is thus enlightened, he surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is liberated from the clutches of material energy. In other words, unless one surrenders to the lotus feet of the Lord, the material energy in its many varieties will continue to control him. No one in the material world can deny that he is under control. The Supreme Lord Narayana, who is beyond this material existence, controls everyone. The following Vedic mantra confirms this point. Eko Havai Narayana Asi. Foolish persons think Narayana to be on the platform of ordinary material existence, because they do not realize that natural constitutional position of living entity. They concoct names like Daridra Narayan, Swami Narayan, Mithya Narayan, etc. However, Narayan is actually the supreme controller of everyone. This understanding is self-realization. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadam Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I'm very happy to come to ACS. No, actually I'm there throughout the week almost 50% of the time. But to meet the congregation, it's quite rare. So, you're all very rare to meet personalities. I'm also very happy to meet you all after a long time. So this is a very nice chapter, nice section. In fact, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we see that residents of Jambudvip offer various prayers. Now you see, this section actually talks about the creation and also different status or different stratas of existence. Where are the different planetary systems, and what is the situation over there. And we see that Srimad Bhagavatam actually picks up, there may be so many things happening there may be so many material things also happening there, but every section is picked up, and then there which devotee is residing and what is their prayers, that is actually mentioned here. In fact, the histories, like it is Srimad Bhagavatam is also history, and we have other kinds of histories are also there of this world. So the difference between the history that is recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam and the ordinary histories that is there is that here in every manvantara or in every time period, so which all devotees were there and which all incarnations appeared, and about them that is very nicely given. So here also we see that in the Jambudvip, we have different kind of territories that are there. The center is called, in the whole Bhumandala, the center is called the Jambudvip, and then further dvipas are there as concentric circles. And within the Jambudvip also we have the 3 varshas in the top and 3 varshas in the bottom, and then 2 on either side. And so the center one is also center one is the Mount Meru, that is there. So in this way, the different varshas are there. And each of these varshas are the tract of land between 2 mountainous region. So that is a area that is there. So in description, so when they describe about these different varshas, so the key personalities are the devotees of the Lord. So who are the chief devotees over there? and who are their followers, and what is the kind of worship that they offer over there. So this is the thing that has been made. So just like there was a joke that one person, he throughout the life he made so many different businesses and he made a lot of money as well, and then his children thought that he has become old man, and even now he is doing something. So but he's not what is it taking to Krishna consciousness and things like that. So ideally speaking, in the Vedic system, if anybody dies in home, that is considered to be very disgraceful. So you should you should travel somewhere. For in those days, Tirtha Yatra, like there used to be like tirthayatra.com or something like that. So sadhus would go to some this one. So they would go to some holy place, and then on the way, like if they resonate with some sadhu or like the elders, they would go for Tirtha Yatra, and on the way, if they resonate with some nice sadhus, like whose teachings they are attracted to and things like that, so they would just settle and they would just practice. And घर पे कुछ information नहीं आता था because there is no like WhatsApp, SMS and stuff like that. So there is no information, and so it is like even in Bhagavad Gita also, Srila Prabhupada mentions two kinds of death is considered to be glorious. What are the two kinds of death considered to be glorious? Kshatriya dying in the battlefield, and sannyasi dying, sannyasi or a vanaprastha. So he is dying without the knowledge of the parent, without the knowledge of the family, in the process of executing tapasya and austerities in Krishna consciousness. So in fact, a devotee's aspiration is also like this. It is mentioned, one of the quality of a devotee who surrendered unto the Lord is that he just executes Krishna consciousness, continuously executes Krishna consciousness, and he doesn't even know that his body is fallen apart. And he's continued to execute Krishna consciousness in his spiritual body, and people around him, they kind of find it that ki like ye banda mar gaya. But the sincere sadhaka, who is very nicely attached to the process and very nicely attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, he continues to execute this one. And in fact, a sincere sadhaka is one who aspires, that now I have done everything that I have in my life, is dedicated to Krishna. I am fully engaged in Krishna's service. Now, when will the death come? Like, all of you are planning for a nice yatra, right? So, Guruvayur Yatra. So, many of you might have not visited that place. So, people who have not visited, they'll have eagerness ki like, or people who have visited also, they will also have eagerness. When will I go and take darshan of the Lord? So, in the similar way, a sincere sadhaka who performs intense bhajan, for him, like, he is very, very eager to like see the Vaikuntha Dham, very eager to have association of the Supreme Lord in his abode and render service there. So, thoda sa pani. So, render service there, and then he is very happy to meet with death. Death is like a very, very happy occasion for a sincere devotee, because he is going to get reunion with the Lord. So, but if the devotee is not very this one accomplished, but still he will not have fear, because he knows that whatever devotion that he has performed, Krishna is going to protect it and preserve it, and in the next lifetime, he is going to continue, wherever he has left. So in that way, it is in either ways, like a sincere sadhaka, he doesn't afraid, he doesn't fear death. In fact, death is very, very welcome, for him. So, anyways, so coming to today's subject, we see that this is in this Varsha, this is Ramyaka Varsha, and in that Vaivasvata Manu is ruling, and so Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared there as Matsya, in the end of last era, that is Chakshushaman Mantra, and Vaivasvata Manu is worshipping, this form of Matsya in pure devotional service, and he chants the following prayers. So the previous prayer is also something nice. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Personality of Godhead, whose pure transcendence, he is the origin of all life, bodily strength, mental power and sensory ability. known as Matsya Avatara, the gigantic fish incarnation, he appears first amongst all the incarnations. Again, I offer my obeisances unto him. So, Prabhupada quotes from Jaydev Goswami, this Dashavatara Stotra. So, Dashavatara Stotra is also very, very nice, bhajan, where it is pointing to all the different incarnations of the Lord, and very Gaudiya touch, very nice Gaudiya touch is there, where, so my Lord Krishna, who has appeared in this form of fish, who has appeared in the form of Lord Narsimha, in this way, like, very nice, the focus is on Krishna, and at the same time the various incarnations are also very nicely glorified. So it is mentioned, Pralaya Payodi Jale Dhritavan Asivedam Vihita Vahitra Charitram Akedam Keshava Dhrita Meena Sharira Jaya Jagadisha Hare. So this is just like we sing our Narsimha Arati. So this is also a nice prayer. And Matsya Avatar is considered to be the first amongst the this one in chronology, in the sequence. He comes when the Pralaya starts, even that time he is there, and then he starts a new Manvantara. So in that way, like Chakshusha Manvantara, end of Chakshusha Manvantara, and the beginning of Vaivasvata Manu. So this particular incarnation actually happens. So and here the Manu is continuing to offer his prayer. So in today's shloka we see that, my dear Lord, just as a puppeteer controls his dancing doll and a husband controls his wife, your Lordship controls all living entities in the universe, such as the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. Although you are in everyone's heart as the supreme witness and commander, and are outside everyone as well, the so-called leaders of society, communities and countries cannot realize you. Only those who hear the vibrations of Vedic mantras can appreciate you. So here we see that the Lord is a controller of everyone. And how much he can control? Just a puppeteer is controlling the dancing dolls, and husband controlling the wife, not in the Kali Yuga sense, like in the Vedic sense. So in the Vedic sense it is, everybody were very much clear of their dharma, and everybody were discharging dharma. So if you see, like the whole purpose of Vedic system is to advance in the concept of Jnana Vairagya. So one has to develop Jnana and one has to develop Vairagya. So these are the two important parameters. Just like if you go to any school, college, so important parameter for this one is like your marks, and then you have to pass to the next grade and things like that. So not much of how much you have understood, but basically like the marks, that is taken into consideration. So but here in Krishna consciousness we see the key parameter that is taken into account is the Jnana Vairagya. And to attain this Jnana Vairagya, so one, the Karma Yogi performs his prescribed duties for attaining this Jnana Vairagya, and a Jnana Yogi gives up prescribed duties to attain this Jnana Vairagya. And a Dhyana Yogi, he meditates on the Paramatma and follows Ashtanga process to attain the same Jnana Vairagya. And a Bhakti Yogi dedicates his life towards Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam and things like that to attain the very same Jnana Vairagya. So this Jnana, Jnana means like the basic understanding of Jnana is that differentiation between matter and spirit. And then the next level of understanding of Jnana is like understanding the attributes of the spirit soul, like the living entity. Just like Krishna, he introduces in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is the attributes of matter? It is temporary and it can be cut to pieces and various different things. And then the soul, it is permanent and it cannot be destroyed. It cannot be hurt with any weapon. And it is very minute, and various different attributes of the soul is mentioned. So understanding of the nature of the soul is jnana. And then even more better jnana is understanding about the nature of the Supreme Lord in his Paramatma feature, how he performs his pastimes of creation, maintenance and destruction. And then even more enhanced knowledge, jnana, is that the Supreme Lord as the Bhagavan, I am part and parcel of that Supreme Lord and I am meant to render service unto that personality. So that is considered to be the highest form of knowledge. And it also has many, many shades and many this ones, like in the case of Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's discussion, it is mentioned that still more higher knowledge is devotional service and Shanta and then Dasya and then and things like that. So it goes. So these are all like progressive ways of understanding the jnana, and like a what is it, equal and opposite, or maybe an appropriate degree of vairagya also is developed when such jnana is developed in the heart. So this is the purpose of the execution of all the different systems which is there in the Vedic system, like that is karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga and bhakti yoga. So it is like you have what is that any ailments, you go to a doctor, you have various options that is there, like allopathy, ayurveda and homeopathy and stuffs like that, in the same way. So the disease is that we are we got attached to sense gratification, and the cure is we have to become servant of the Supreme Lord. And to achieve this, there is various treatments that is there. So some treatments, it required little prerequisites, like if the patient is already cured by some other treatment to some extent, then he can be admitted in this particular treatment. And then just like sometimes I've seen that one devotee got admitted for operation, and his blood pressure was too high, and then the doctor told, we cannot operate. First of all, you should go get treatment, reduce your blood pressure, and then you come, we can do operation. So something like that. If somebody says, okay, fine, all these yoga systems are very nice, so let me practice Ashtanga yoga system. Then the practitioner will say, you are just like blood pressure is too much, like this, your material attachment is too much. First of all, you do karma yoga, and then remove all your material attachment, and then you come, you can possibly practice this jnana, or Ashtanga and things like that. So these yogas have some prerequisites, and then one has to perform those prerequisites to get to this. So Karma Yoga has the prerequisite of one should give up all the adharmic activities. There is no chance of Karma Yoga accommodating adharmic activities. And then Jnana Yoga, so one has to give up all the desire for even dharmic sense gratification. So like as the yogas goes higher and higher, the cost is also becoming higher. So in the Karma Yoga, you just have to give up the adharmic sense gratification. And in the Jnana Yoga, you have to give up even dharmic sense gratification. You have to give up adharmic sense gratification, and you have to give up dharmic sense gratification. And then in the Dhyana Yoga, you have to also give up the desire for liberation. And in Bhakti Yoga, is the most cheapest or most costliest Bhakti Yoga? Most costliest. You have to give up adharmic sense gratification, you have to give up dharmic sense gratification, you have to give up liberation, you have to give up, aspiration for mystic siddhis or all those things. Everything one has to give up, and then he has to take shelter of Krishna, with a madness that I want only you and nothing else. And in fact, when Krishna comes and asks, when you in the final examination, maybe there is a question like this. So there is a possibility of you attaining me, but you will lose your job. Like yes or no. So what is the answer that you will give? What will be the answer? Just simple yes or no. You will attain me, maybe with that you will lose your job. Or you are going to attain Vaikuntha, where every dust particle is more valuable than all the wealth put together in this material world. So, it is still a difficult call to take, because we are not in the verge of attaining the Supreme Lord. So, but we should have an aspiration that, may everything that I have, it may be taken off, but still I want only one thing, in my life, that is Krishna. So that is something, the aspiration of a pure devotee of the Lord. And all of us, we are trained in this process. So we should have, at least theoretically, we should say yes. Practically it may be difficult, but then at least theoretically we should say yes. So, and eventually we'll become practical also. So, anyways. So here the Lord is controlling all the living entities in the form of, one is that, it is mentioned about Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So he is controlling all these personalities by the way of his dharma. Krishna has given dharma, and that dharma is followed by all the set of rules, all the set of living entities. And there are certain living entities who don't follow the dharma given by Krishna. Even they are also controlled by Krishna, through the material nature, because material nature is Maya Dakshena Prakriti. Material nature is controlled completely by the Supreme Lord, and material nature functions exactly as the Supreme Lord wants, and the living entities function exactly as the material nature wants. So like no, so in that way we see that no, everybody are completely controlled under the dominion of the Supreme Lord. And although you are in everyone's heart as the supreme witness and commander, and are outside everyone as well, the so-called leaders of the societies, communities, and countries cannot realize you. Only those who hear the vibration of Vedic mantras can appreciate you. So we see that the Krishna is not to be accessed by anyone and everyone, even to the sadhakas, even to people who have taken a vow to chant every day 16 rounds. Krishna is understood in the form of Nama Rupa Guna Leela. So even a person who has took a vow to chant 16 rounds every day, even for him to have darshan of the Lord in the form of clear audible hearing of the holy name becomes a challenge. So not to speak of other people who are in this material world, who challenge the Lord and things like that. So it is very, very essential for devotees also to understand Ata Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Gahyam Indriye Sevon Mukhehi Jivada Swayameva Spuratyada. So the Lord is not to be accessed by any forceful methodology or by any mechanical methodologies. The Lord is accessed only by sincere devotional service, and in which the Lord becomes pleased, and then He bestows His mercy upon us. So that is a way we can actually access the Lord. So even great personalities, they are not able to access the Lord. So it is quite understandable, because the Lord is accessed by only who is dedicated to hear sthane sthita shruti gatam tanuvan manobir. So then he is actually appreciated by such kind of a person. Purport Prabhupada mentions the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Antarbahi. He is present within and without everything. He is present everywhere. So, but still he is the most difficult personality to find. So it's a person who's present everywhere, but still he's inaccessible. So just because I'm trying to use this basic mobile, so my WhatsApp message is there everywhere. But then so in this mobile I cannot capture that. I have to get into my other device to capture that this one. So that is a condition for even normal WhatsApp message. Then what to speak of Krishna? So Krishna is Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena. So once we have sincere desire to attain the Lord, and then we have cultured the process of Krishna consciousness, and we have come to a good state of advancement. Good state of advancement means in order to get the darshan of the Lord in the form of holy name. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually recommends that Durdaiva Mihajani Nanuraga. So he mentions that when will I give up all the offensive attitude, and when will I give up my sinful habits? So then I will be able to hear the holy name of the Lord with clarity. So this is the condition that is needed. So Anartha Nivriti, and then giving up sinful habits. This is the condition that is needed to have clear, audible darshan of the Lord in the form of holy name. And then the darshan will magnify and become from black and white darshan to color darshan to HD to I don't know what are 4 HD or something like that. So the darshan will become more clearer and clearer and clearer. So first of all, we need to have at least some darshan. So that is very essential. So for that, it is very essential to give up the anarthas, and that is possible by pure brajana kriya. So one must overcome the delusion caused by the Lord's external energy and realize His presence both externally and internally. So it is very easily said that one must overcome the delusion caused by the Supreme Lord, Lord's external energy. Who has the power to overcome the Lord's external energy? Lord's external energy is not possible to overcome. So many times devotees ask this question, that if at all we have to chant nicely, then my mind has to become peaceful. And for the mind to become peaceful, it is sometimes it is thinking about some adharmic things, and sometimes it is thinking about some dharmic things, and but hardly it actually gets fixed in the holy name. So how can I make my mind peaceful? So that I can focus on the chanting. So the answer is no. Generally, the answer is that no Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Characharam. The Supreme Lord is a controller of Prakriti. The mind is one of the elements of Prakriti. And no, first and foremost understanding is I cannot control my mind. No, the mind is a property of the Supreme Lord. The mind functions under the this one command of the Supreme Lord, and I have to pray to the Supreme Lord and beg the Lord to control my mind. No, it is not within my capacity to control the mind. So, and all the mechanisms that is mentioned in the scriptures to control the mind is that one form of surrender is that if I execute my prescribed duties nicely, Arjuna was mentioning that I want to make spiritual progress, and then this war is such a ghastly event. If I fight this war, it's such a ghastly event. How will I become? How will I make advancement in Krishna consciousness in this way? Then Krishna mentions, you see, like knowledge or liberation is not got by whims and fancies of any person. You have to execute your prescribed duties, and execution of prescribed duties will will bring about knowledge, and the knowledge will give rise to liberation. And that is how you are going to go towards liberation. So for Arjuna, the peace of mind is going to come through a ghastly fight. And for a sannyasi, the same knowledge and peace is going to come through like renouncing all the material jobs, and then meditating on or like performing austerities and tapasya and things like that. So for different people at different level, different syllabus has been prescribed, and by following that, one will bring about knowledge. And even all the facilities that is given in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and things like that, it is various forms of surrender unto the Supreme Lord, various degrees of surrender unto the Supreme Lord. And when we surrender unto the Supreme Lord, so then Mameve Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. So then Krishna will ensure that the mind is released from the clutches of the material nature, and then we can focus upon the spiritual subjects. It is not done by inky pinky bonky or some fancy steps and things like that. So it is done by the knowledge or peace is arised by following one's prescribed duties initially, and then later on, so by giving up one's prescribed duties, and later on by taking up intensely to the angas of bhakti. In this way, different practitioners are recommended different things. And we see that just in this one, one person, he may have some particular nature, and he will say that if there is too much problems, if there is too much unknown things are there around me, so then it is difficult for me to focus on Krishna consciousness. And then there is another devotee, Prabhuji, life mein kuch problem hi nahi hai. I need to have at least 10 problems to handle, then I'll be peaceful. It's like a Kshatriya nature, So he needs to handle at least 10, 15 problems at a time. So then he'll be peaceful and he can execute Krishna consciousness. So different people are of different make, and different subtle bodies are of different make. And everybody needs to have their own set of engagements to have their peace of mind to execute Krishna consciousness. So in this way, how Krishna is giving these various options in karma, jnana and bhakti. So one has to execute those things, and through that one should come above the external energy of the Supreme Lord. So on our own it's not possible. So here Prabhupada mentions that the delusion, one must overcome the delusion caused by Lord's external energy. So we should take it with the evidence which Srila Prabhupada explains in other places, that we should do this by executing the process of one of the bona fide yoga systems. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1:18-19, Kunti Devi, Srimati Kunti Devi has explained that Krishna appears in this world as Nato Natyadaro Yata. So he appears just like the Lord is acting. The Lord is acting just like an actor within this, just like actor in the drama. Sometimes he's so heavily, costumes are there, we'll not be able to identify, kaun hai, and things like that. So in the same way that Lord is performing various things, he is actually, when he comes as an incarnation, so even then he's performing, and when he is not, so even then he is performing. As Paramatma, he is performing various different activities, and it is quite difficult for people to understand and perceive, oh, this is Supreme Lord. Sometimes Srila Prabhupada gives such simple examples that you see the difference between a dead body and a living body. So all the chemical combination is there. So what is the difference? The difference is the soul. And if soul is there, and then the super soul, he explains through various different things that you have created a nice gadgets and things like that. You have created big skyscraper buildings. So but who has created a wonderful flower, and who has created a tree, which is producing a fruit, and then it is producing a seed, and then you put the seed and again the same tree comes, and such kind of a this one, like who has created? Just thoda vichar karke dekho. You will understand that there is Supreme Lord is there. There is so much of architecture is there, so much of design is there, and there is Supreme Lord exists. So but all this thing is there. It is a fact. It is existing. But still, a person who has not got sufficient sattva in his system, sufficient austerities he has not performed, he will not be able to understand the Supreme Lord. Even though the Lord is just there everywhere. He cannot see that Supreme Lord at all. So within the heart, he is the super soul, the incarnation who acts as the advisor and witness. And yet, although God is residing within their hearts, foolish people say, I cannot see God. Please, please show him to me. So if he at all exists, show him to me. So and things like that. So this is the disease of the materialistic world. So because of the lack of the sattva guna and because of lack of sufficient austerities and purification, so they cannot access the Supreme Lord. They cannot see the Supreme Lord. So even for the sake of it, like if we petition the Lord to come, and then we get him in front of the Lord, still he will say like, okay, you tried your best to bring some person in front of me. I am not convinced. This is not the Supreme Lord. So this will be the answer of the materialistic person who has not got sufficient punya. So then we see everyone is under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, exactly like dancing dolls controlled by a puppeteer or a woman controlled by her husband. So, and then Prabhupada gets into some Vedic dharma. So he says that a woman is compared to a doll or darumai because she has no independence. She should always be controlled by a man. Still, due to false prestige, a class of women wants to remain independent. So this is a very important dharmic principle. So everybody, here, why this whole agitation of the independence is there? It is not just women, it is about the children. They have to be under the control of the parents. And then, what is it? Like this various, Vedic dharmas are there. So these dharmas are so designed that we, eventually attain the jnana vairagya. And we should see that, these dharmas, what has been mentioned, is for ultimate purpose of attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. All these things are, very, very conducive and helpful. So, but in the world, it is very difficult for the modern people to understand these concepts, because the modern world is based on this basic idea that I am this body and sense gratification is the ultimate goal of my life. So on that basis, like whatever buildings, on that foundation, whatever building I build, it is all like wrong. It is all built on the wrong premises. So but the Vedic system talks about we are spirit soul, and then we have got this various bodies based on our inclinations and desires. And then in each of the bodies, there are certain this ones that is there. There is certain ways in which we have to function in that particular body. And if we function in that way, so we will develop jnana vairagya. Everybody are going to get the same jnana vairagya. So but then everybody are going to do that in a different way. Just like if I have a means like the 12-wheeler or 14-wheeler truck, so I am going to go in a little slow speed, and then I am going to have different kind of rules and regulations in the city. I cannot enter into the city, during the daytime, because it is the traffic jam will happen and things like that. And then, I have to plan my travel in such a way that, I have to go in a different way. So, but in the same thing, like if I have a, Innova car or something like that, so then I can go in a different speed, and I can go in the middle of the street also I can go. So but the tanker lorry, it cannot go like that. It has to go by one side of this one and things like that, and he has to follow the lane discipline fully. The tanker lorry cannot take like this and that. So and overtake some another vehicle and things like that. So but then an Innova car can do all those things. So but both of them have the equal opportunity to attain the destination, but both have different rules to actually follow. So in the same way, like all living entities, everybody can actually attain the ultimate destination of the lotus feet of the Lord, but everybody has a certain role to play, and they have to understand particular role and certain instructions given by Krishna, and we'll have to follow that. If we follow the instructions given by Krishna, then jnana vairagya arises. If we don't follow the instructions given by Krishna, then we will be caught up by three modes of material nature, right? So this is this one. So like all activities are seeming to be like material activities, but then when we act according to the instructions of Krishna, then it produces jnana vairagya. So otherwise it produces bondage to three modes of material nature. And then Prabhupada is continuing, still due to, so after that he mentions, what to speak of women, all the living entities are Prakriti, female, and therefore dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As Krishna himself explains in Bhagavad Gita, apareyam itastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param. So like before the shloka, Krishna had explained the apara prakriti. So that is what he is giving context, apareya mitastvanyam. So till now what he is described as earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence and false ego. So these belong to the apara prakriti, and apart from that anyam, so prakritim viddhi me param. So there is another prakriti, there is another energy of mind, which is param, which is superior. That is the living entities, jiva bhuta mahabahu. So these living entities, due to its being the energy of Krishna, it is supposed to engage in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the living entity is supposed to be under the subjugation of the Supreme Lord, under the guidance and rules and regulations of the Supreme Lord. So recently I was hearing a nice class by Srila Prabhupada where he was explaining this concept. So he was telling that sometimes the Vedic system is accused, saying that the women are kept as slaves, in this kind of system. So this is not a very good system. So in that way, like the Vedic system is accused. So but then Srila Prabhupada mentions, women are respected, so much by the men as mother, and then women are also protected, by the by the superiors and things like that. So he gives that very nice example. So we need to have protection, and at the same time, one may have respect in the social system as a practitioner of karma yoga, or a practitioner of jnana yoga, practitioner of bhakti, or a sannyasi, or a different kinds of respect may be offered. But all of us should understand, we are all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and we should be under the protection of the Lord, and we should be under the rules and regulations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, all of us are dependent entity. So nobody is completely an independent entity. Only Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is Swarat. Rest everybody are his controlled entities. And then the living entity is never independent. Under all circumstances, he is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. The Lord creates the social divisions of human society, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and ordains them to follow certain rules and regulations suited to their particular position. As we discussed before, this is how the Supreme Lord controls all the living entities. He gives the rules and regulations, and different kinds of people are there, and if they follow the rules and regulations of the Lord, everybody are under perfect control, and the society will be in peace. So just like when we create a city, there is a master plan. So when we make a home, there's a master plan, and we are going to build a temple, we have a master plan, and we have anyway, this topic came, so I'll just give a little bit of temple update also. So now we are architectural design is over. So now we want structural design to make the pillars, columns and things like that. So our structural engineer is telling, I want to know what kind of material you are going to use, what kind of bricks you are going to use, what kind of kitchen you are going to have, heavy equipments, what kind of equipments you have to have. So you get in the kitchen designer, get in the lift, person, everybody, all the vendors should come inside, then only I'll give the design. So it is he is very much adamant about that. So we are trying to get all the vendors into place. And it is good also, when we get one vendor inside, so he is telling, this design has to be changed in this way, I will not accept this design. So all this pushing and pulling and things like that is going on. So it is nice, if we have to create a master plan, No, like the architect thought that no, if we have like this, no, this space is so nice, everybody can utilize. So, but then the no kitchen person is telling no, it is not good. So, like I need to have such kind of a space, otherwise the space is not utilizable for me. And then no, like this, everybody has no different. This ones are there. So, in the same way, like when Krishna creates a plan for all of us, no, he would have created and no with a no major things in place, no, all the things in place. And even though we may not know like how me following this particular prescribed duty of mine, no, as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or Stri Dharma, or something like that. So how it is going to create peace in the society? So just everybody aligns to the plan of the Supreme Lord, it naturally the society becomes peaceful. No, otherwise, like if we come about with our own methodology, still we'll be under the control of the Supreme Lord, because material nature is perfectly under the control of the Supreme Lord. Any atheistic philosophy we come up with, all these atheistic philosophies are already summarized in the Vedic literatures. No, we cannot come up with a new atheistic philosophy which even God did not know. No, it is not possible. No, all the atheistic philosophies are already like there in the Vedic scriptures. And like if at all I want to go against the Supreme Lord, that is also controlled by the Supreme Lord. No, I cannot just go against the Supreme Lord outside his control. No, like I'll still be within his control. But only thing is, I will not be peaceful. No, but if I am there within the control of the Supreme Lord as he has designed, then I can be peaceful and the society can be peaceful. No, so that's the difference that is there. So, and then the self-realization means to understand one's subordinate position in relation to the Lord. When one is thus enlightened, he surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is liberated from the clutches of material energy. So in Bhagavad Gita also very nicely, Krishna mentions that iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. So like once a person understands the Supreme Lord, a person understands the nature of the Supreme Lord and the ways of functioning of the Supreme Lord and our position in relation to the Supreme Lord, then immediate reaction of such an understanding is he gets engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. So we see that anybody who has understood Krishna, so if somebody says like I have understood Bhagavad Gita or I understand, I know who is Supreme Lord and things like that. So immediate verification is whether he has understood or not. So like if you are the examiner and the examination is all about like whether the person has understood the Supreme Lord, and everybody has a claim that I have understood the Supreme Lord. So how will you give mark? How will you give a passing mark for him? What will you check? Whether he is engaged in devotional service or not. If he is engaged in devotional service, that means he has understood the Supreme Lord. So, and he'll be free from the clutches of material energy. In other words, unless one surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, the material energy in its many varieties will continue to control him. So, maam eve prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So, only when one surrenders to the Supreme Lord, the Lord releases him from the control of material nature. Right? So, no one in the material world can deny that he is under control. The Supreme Lord Narayana, who is beyond this material existence, controls everyone. So the following Vedic mantra confirms this point. Eko havai Narayana asit. No. Anybody knows Sanskrit? No. Eko havai Narayana asit means what? Huh? Narayana is one, and then? Asit means? Asit means dependent. Ashrit nahi, asit. Exist. Asit means exist. So only one entity exists, that is Narayana. No one else exists. So that is what is the Vedic conclusion. Ekam eva advitiyat. No, there is no second entity that exists apart from Narayana. And if he is the only one exists, the Mayavadis actually explain this point that only the supreme absolute truth exists and nothing else exists. And Vaishnavas also accept this, and the Mayavadis also accept this. So Mayavadi accept that only thing that exists is the supreme absolute truth, Brahman, and so many varieties I see around. What all these varieties? So then the Mayavadi say this is all, it doesn't exist. तुमको कुछ आंख में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है, इसके लिए सब दिख रहा है. No, you do nice austerities and things like that, सब कुछ दिखना बंद हो जाएगा. कुछ भी नहीं दिखेगा तुमको. So like that. And the Vaishnavas say that see like that one supreme entity exists, But he is not nirakar, nirvishesha. He is savishesha. No, he is having so many wonderful qualities and he is having so many wonderful energies. And the energies are divided as three. No, so like the spiritual energy, the material energy, and the living entities. No, all these different energies are there. And in this way, he is exhibiting his enormous like opulences. No, through all these energies. And no, these energies are simultaneously one and no, like different from the Supreme Lord, just like the heat and light are simultaneously one and different from the fire. So in that way, like no, all these energies are there. So the energy is meant to serve the energetic. No, so that is the main fundamental philosophy of our this one. No, sometimes when no, like our devotees are met with the Mayavadis, and then no, the Mayavadi says everything is one, and then our devotee says no, everything is not one. Like no, that is so you cannot what is it? Prove a Vedic statement false. No, that is not right. You should say that okay, like your no proposition is right, but that one entity is Savishesha. No, like and Sachidananda Vigraha. No, that kind of an one entity we are talking about. You are talking about an entity, no, which doesn't have any qualities and attributes and form and things like that. So, like, and sometimes the Mayavadis actually term our devotees as, these people don't even know the basic, no Vedanta Sutra and things like that, and know what they have come to preach. So they don't take us so seriously, no. So by it, this one is like very clear, and Prabhupada also writes in his own language. The Supreme Lord is one without a second. No, He is one entity. No, there is no second entity exists in the entire creation. So Eko Havai Narayana Asit. No, only Narayana exists and no one else. And all of us exist as energy of Narayana and not as an independent competitor of Narayana. No, we don't have an existence on the equal footing with Narayana. No, we have existence as an energy of Narayana. So foolish persons think that Narayana to be on the platform of ordinary material existence, and because they do not realize the natural constitutional position of the living entity, they concoct names like Daridra Narayan, Swami Narayan, and Mithya Narayan, and things like that. So this concept of Daridra Narayan, which is like, Prabhupada is very, very heavy about it. So Narayan, exists everywhere. Eko Havai Narayana Asit. And then also Narayana exists Antarbahi. He exists everywhere. So that means, is he not existing in Daridra? Definitely he is existing in Daridra also. Why is Prabhupada so much against this particular concept? Narayana should not be addressed as Daridra Narayan. Why is he telling like this? He is a controller of everything, okay. So but the concept is like Narayana exists everywhere. In fact, only Narayana exists, and Narayana exists internally and externally everywhere. So that means he will exist in the Daridra also. So why is Prabhupada saying like Daridra Narayan is a wrong address to the Lord? Huh? Huh?
So when God expands himself in different form, different levels, he is complete, and all his acting is also complete.
Okay.
But in tattva level, he is much more beyond.
No, okay, it's fine. Like, but still, there is very important thing. Why Prabhupada is criticizing this phrase Daridra Narayan? Narayan is Lakshmi Narayan. Narayan is like, he can never be poor. No, it is out of his mercy, he is there with all this one. Okay, let us try to understand this concept. So, when the politicians brought about this concept of Daridra Narayan, what you are supposed to do towards Daridra Narayan, according to those politicians? Show mercy. And then? Donate. You serve the Daridra Narayan. Right? You serve the Daridra Narayan. So we also understand that all the living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and they are non-different from the Supreme Lord, being the energy of the Supreme Lord. And what is the recommendation that is given to us? Like Ishware tadadineshu balisheshu dushatshucha prema maitri kripa apeksha ekaroti samadhyama. So one has to see the presence of the Supreme Lord everywhere. But when he see the Supreme Lord himself in his form of Nama Rupa Guna Leela, he will try to render service to that Supreme Lord. And when he sees a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord in the form of a human, and he is a devotee of the Supreme Lord, he try to develop friendship with the devotee. And then one may serve the devotee, not with the intention of serving the devotee, but with the intention of serving the Supreme Lord. My Supreme Lord, no, he'll be very happy if I serve this devotee. No. So ultimately I am only serving the Supreme Lord. I'm not serving anybody else, right? So, and then when I see an innocent person, I am supposed to preach the message of Krishna consciousness, not that I am supposed to provide for the sense gratification of that person. No, of course, like the king is supposed to provide for the sense gratification of all the living entities who are there and who follow the dharma, and according to the following of dharma, to that proportion, the king is supposed to, like take care of the yogakshemam of all the living entities in the kingdom. But then that is not the duty of a common person. The common person, why should he? Like, what is he having anything to do with the service to the Ridhar Narayan? So now you see, like, not all aspects of the Supreme Lord are to be treated in the same way. No, the Supreme Lord in his Nama Rupa Guna Leela, he has to be served. No, but the Supreme Lord in the form of his expansion, in the form of a material energy, I'm not supposed to serve the material energy. I'm supposed to utilize the material energy in the service of the Supreme Lord. Right? So, like all the forms, like, there was one. No, just one joke. No, I'm just remembering. There was when we were staying in our old Narsimhagiridhari Mandir. So one boy was staying with us, and his name was Gopinath, and he's from Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, like P is not pronounced. Instead of P, B is pronounced. He's called as Gopinath. He used to tell himself like that, his name like that, and other devotees used to make fun of him that what is his name? No funny name like Gopinath. And then one devotee told, see, Krishna is the Nath of everybody, and he's Nath of Gopi also. So in that way, all names can come to some kind of we can come to some kind of consensus. But the thing is, here Daridra Narayan should be served. That is something that like Prabhupada is actually condemning, that Supreme Lord must be served. And all others are also part and parcel of Supreme Lord. And in fact, the exalted devotee, he sees Stavara Jangama Deke, Na Deka Taramurti, Sarvatra Deke Ishtade Spurti. So he in fact sees everywhere the presence of Narayana. So, but still, he will not make such kind of a policy. Though he is seeing everywhere Narayana, he is not going and serving like, okay, today you are Narayana, I'll make Abhishekam for you and things like that and all. He will do Abhishekam for his deities only, He will not go and do Abhishekam for, any other personality, right? So he's very clear about his tattva. And we also have this offenses, the 10 offenses we have. If you consider any devata or any ordinary living entity, to be equal to the Supreme Lord, it's an offense. And if you think the Supreme Lord to be one amongst the ordinary living entities, it is an offense, right? So, sometimes I used to tell that, if you tell your chairman is there in the company, and then in front of him somebody is asking, who's chairman? So, and then say like, sab log chairman hai idhar, like sab log chair mein baithte so, and the chairman will feel really offended, So that is not, so kaun Bhagavan hai, like, sab log Bhagavan hai, ye devta bhi Bhagavan hai, wo devta bhi Bhagavan hai, like, it is not good, right? And then, so in this way, like, equating the Supreme Lord to a spiritual entity to a material entity, or elevating a material entity on the spiritual platform, like without proper this one. So here you see Daridra Narayan, so common people, poor people, like where they are struggling for their existence, and they are not self-realized people, so they are pointed, okay, these are all Narayana, and now all of you should serve these people, so that is a very wrong understanding, so if it is told that these are all part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and they also deserve to be served as children of the Supreme Lord, that's a proper proposition. Rather than that, this is Narayana itself, and you should serve these people. That's a wrong thing, right? So in this way, like, we should understand that these are all like important philosophical points. It may look very similar to what we say, Antar Bahi Narayana, and then he is the only one existing. So if those people are told as Narayana, then what's the problem? So, but it's a serious problem. It cannot be like that. So, and however, Narayana is actually the supreme controller of everyone. This understanding is self-realization. So with this, I just pause today's discussion. Prabhupada very nicely explained this particular prayer of the Vaivasavata Manu. And he explains how the Supreme Lord's understanding as No, he is the controller and master, and we should render service unto him. Is very nicely brought about, in this wonderful prayer. So, any questions, comments? No, we can take from the devotees.
Thank you for such an insightful lesson for us. I want to understand, like, see, most of the, either in bhajans or lectures, I have had two scenarios. Like, some they want to get
Mike,
darshan,
you're getting poor.
and some they want to surrender, some they talk about surrender and servitude. So, which one should I consider?
Some they talk about surrender and servitude, and some?
And like we were also talking about, did we want darshan?
Hmm?
Darshan.
Okay.
Darshan. So,
Oh, some devotees, like in the Vaishnava bhajans, you're seeing some devotees are asking for darshan and some devotees asking for surrender.
yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
which one we should consider?
So, if you see the overall picture, if you at all want darshan of the Supreme Lord, that's the goal that you have, and the means to attain that darshan is the Sharanagati. So without performing the aspect of Sharanagati, so today we discussed that point as well. So the Sharanagati comes in different degrees. Karma Yoga is a degree of surrender, and Jnana Yoga is a degree of surrender, and Bhakti Yoga is a degree of surrender. Bhakti Yoga is like Bhakti Yoga in its full form, it's a perfect surrender. So if you surrender into the Supreme Lord, if you have a goal that I want to become good in the material world, and I want to get heavenly pleasures and things like that, to attain that goal, you need to surrender into the Supreme Lord in Karma Yoga. And if at all you want to attain liberation, so you need to surrender into the Supreme Lord in Jnana Yoga. So if at all you want to attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, you want to have the darshan of the Lord, as a servant of the Supreme Lord, you want to render service to him, then you have to surrender unto the Supreme Lord in Bhakti Yoga. Surrender means to give up all the things that are not favorable, for this. And the favorable things are already put in the form of the different yoga systems. Now, for example, Bhakti Yoga means Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, like that. There are 64 different items are there of Bhakti. So if we dedicate our life exclusively to perform these 64 angas, so then we are surrendering unto the Supreme Lord in Bhakti Yoga. So when we do that, so then we will get ultimate destination of becoming the servant of the Supreme Lord, and we will get the darshan of the Supreme Lord and all.
Yeah, I mean, by serving, we will indirectly, we are going to get the...
Indirectly, no. You need to have direct desire. In the process of surrender, you need to have the desire, what you need to attain. You need to have.
I just have desire, I just want to serve, then...
You need to have the desire, and you need to do the activity also. You need to do the act of surrender. So it is mentioned that Sadanga Sharanagati Hoibe Jahar Tahara Prarthana Sune Sri Nanda Kumar. So if at all your prarthana has to be heard by Krishna, so you have to execute the 6 items of surrender. So then only your desire will be fulfilled. Your prayer will be answered by Krishna. Otherwise it is, Krishna will say, okay, fine. So there are some things which, some desires are fulfilled by the Paramatma feature of the Lord. He will take a note of it, and then he will, he will try to do whatever is possible within this one material existence and things like that. So, but then certain prayers can only be answered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prema cannot be awarded by Paramatma feature of the Lord. That has to be awarded by the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. So Bhagavan feature of the Lord, so Paramatma feature of the Lord, he says that Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadati Kaman. All that you desire, I'll make a note and I'll try to execute all those things and things like that. So, but then Bhagavan is not like that. He executes 6 items of surrender, and then you make a prayer to me, then I will fulfill this one. So that is why devotees ask, don't commit offense, don't commit sinful activities, be dharmic in your dealings in the world, and then you execute the angas of bhakti and things like that. So you execute the angas of bhakti, and then you execute adharma also. So then your prayer will not be answered by the Supreme Lord. Like that. Yes,
So
please.
what are the 6 items?
6 items of surrender is Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulyasya Varjanam Rakshayishiti Vishwasho Goptitva Varnam Tata Atmanikshepa Karpanya Shadvida Sharanagata. So this is whatever is favorable for the object of surrender, that is the Supreme Lord. So whatever he likes, that I must perform. And then Pratikulyasya Varjanam. No, like for example, if a person has surrendered unto the Supreme Lord in Karma Yoga, so he has to give up the adharmic sense gratification, and he should only perform the dharmic activities, no varanashrama duties and things like that. And then if he has surrendered unto the Supreme Lord in Jnana Yoga, he has to give up even the varanashrama, and he has to like execute the angas of jnana, that is amanitvam, madambitvam, ahimsa, kshantirarjavam, acharya pasanam, saucham, like that. Many different angas of jnana is mentioned in the scriptures. So you should perform that. And whatever else that is there, which is not conducive to that particular sort of practice, he should give it up. No, like in Bhakti Yoga, we practice Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, and things like that. And then whatever is not favorable to Bhakti, so we try to avoid them. And then we have this one, the goal that I have, like all of these practitioners have a particular goal. So I want to get better material facility, or I want to have liberation, or I want to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. So whatever may be the desire. So having confidence, this Supreme Lord, I am executing the surrender unto this Supreme Lord, and He will fulfill my desire. Come what may, He will fulfill my desire, and I have full faith, in the capacity that He will fulfill my desire. I will not plan for plan B, plan C, and things like that. He is my only shelter. Having that confidence, He is my maintainer and He is my protector. In the process of executing this Krishna consciousness, any obstacles that may come, like in the form of anarthas or in the form of external obstacles, in the form of any sort of obstacles, even that, this personality will save me, from all these things, right? So, and then maintaining a mode of humility and offering all that I have, all that I have in my capacity in the service of the Lord. So when I do these 6 items, so then that becomes a favorable ground for Lord to sanction my desire, like that. Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
We are dealing with, say, purchasing of land for temple, or for our house dealing also, where we have to build temple. And we see that in the material world, there are a lot of bribes at different levels happens. And but in the end, the output is this. So directly, indirectly, how probably the dharmic approach is affected or not affected, even though we don't intend to.
See, actually, in the beginning days of ISKCON, Prabhupada told that if at all you want to practice Krishna consciousness, you come inside the temple, we'll discuss about Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, you take prasadam and you go. Prabhupada was like that. He was like, no preaching in that way. And then later on, he saw that devotees are not able to keep up pace. Anybody who comes inside, and in the Western world, it is quite easy. Because people had already renounced their homes and they were in the street. And it was told that if you want to practice Krishna consciousness, you have to renounce everything. And people told, no, we have already done it. So now, okay, let us try this. Krishna consciousness, something new, let us try this. And some sustained and some could not sustain. And after initiation, they had to, they had to survive, and they went outside. And Prabhupada told, no, this is not good. So then immediately he created farm community. So my devotees should not work in this demonic environment. They should be protected in a dharmic environment, and they should work in this way. And Prabhupada having so much eager desire, intense desire about that particular this one. So if we are there, part of this world, dealing with this world, whether we like it or not, we have to engage in some kind of adharma. That is like apad dharma, we have to do that. But we should also understand, this is not very conducive for our Krishna consciousness. So that is why, I strongly recommend to all devotees that, sooner or later, all of you should become full-time devotee. Because after going back to Godhead, there is no IT company, there is no office, and there is no, you just simply have to depend on Krishna and, and work like that. So I don't know how many of you remember Sachidulal Prabhu, who was a senior devotee, was there in our Narsimha Giridhari Mandir, in Sheshadripuram Jagannath temple. So, once Padayatra, bulls had come, and Prabhuji used to be he used to take classes for us, and he used to be very grave and we used to have so much respect for him. And the Padayatra bulls were tied towards the end of Sheshadripuram temple, and Prabhuji was playing with these cows, these bulls. And no, we all were small boys, like no, you were seeing, and no, Prabhuji, like no, what are you doing? And then he told, like no, what you're seeing like this, no, like better you learn how to play with the cows and deal with the cows and things like that. After you go back to Godhead, this is what you have to do. You know, all your IT job. No, that time we were working actually. All your IT job and all will not come to any use. You know, so he was mentioning that. So yeah, so living in this world, we may have to do all these things, no, as much as it is necessary, but then understanding that this is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. No, I have to come to a full, no, proper execution of Krishna consciousness. There is no shortcut. There is no sympathy that okay, like no, I'm there. No, like no, I have to do all these things, so I'm doing it, and no, still no, it is Krishna consciousness. Yes, still it is Krishna consciousness, but it is not as powerful a Krishna consciousness as it is backed up by no, like dharmic background. So it is very clear. Like no, one of my superiors were explaining. Now, first and foremost, in the progression of yoga ladder, one has to give up the like adharmic activities, and then next he has to give up the desire, even the tendency, even the vasanas for adharmic activities. Then he has to give up the dharmic activities, no, that is varnashrama activities, and then he has to give up the tendency for enjoying even the dharmic activities, and then he has to give up the desire for liberation, and then he has to give up the desire for no Paramatma realization, and he has to give up all these things and then come to exclusive point of I want only Krishna. It is not Krishna along with adharma, nahi chalega. No, Krishna along with no this one material sense gratification, nahi chalega. So Krishna and only Krishna. That is what is actually needed, and that point all of us have to come to. And so one good news is all of us are going to become old. And in the old age, no, we are not expected to do all these things. And that time, no, at least, one devotee was sharing. No, I mentioned in the class as well. So the sincere sadhakas, no, and sincere practitioners should have this desire that a time should come where all the family responsibilities should be taken off from me. My children will come and say like, no, पिताजी like इतना दिन किया, no, आपका दिमाग चलाया, तो अभी हमारा टाइम है, आप छोड़ दीजिए. You know, so like, and still the father may say like, no, you don't know things everything nicely, like no, I have to be there to guide you and things like that. नहीं, no, बेटा बड़ा हो गया थोड़ा सा, तो ठीक है, like खत्म. And then so like now the moment they start earning, that means we should understand katam hamara this one katam. And then even otherwise, like no, once the family comes to a certain this one, or no, whichever is earlier, no, like people say this one, no, like the cost, you know, when they put the cost to a product, no, like no, whichever is earlier, no, ऐसा करके cost डालते हैं. So a particular age you have to set up, or no particular status of settlement of family you have to set up. So once that is attained, no, immediately next moment, like no, we should close everything and we should say like, now I'm going to do my bhajan. So and then this devotee was telling that we should execute bhajan in such a way that we should not even know when I've died. No, so like we should execute the bhajan constantly in that way, and while performing the bhajan, we should quit the body. So that should be this one. So we may have to do many practical things now. So, but no, that is, we cannot justify that. No, it is grey. It is grey. No, it is not white. It is not, like that. Hare Krishna. ठीक है. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Once again, we would like to welcome all of you on behalf of ISKCON, ACSD of Whitefield, and what a wonderful blessing we had having the association of Prabhuji again after quite a while, and again Prabhuji as usual was very pointed. I call it in material words binary in nature in terms of